UAE, there is quite a lot of hype regarding signs of affection, what makes a crime sexual. People do get confused here, especially as an expat. Can you define or can you give us some specifics on what makes a crime sexual in the UAE?
Mainly, we have 4 categories, sections which we can consider. First one is raping, which is sex with no consent. Second one is consensual sex, which might happen out of the marriage. Third one is prostitution, which is equal to consensual sex plus money. Fourth one is, which is very flexible, any action done by the accused which hurt the shyness of others.
Okay, so it is quite a broad spectrum, but
Yes.
yeah, there are some guidelines there.
There are guidelines. The point which might, we have 2 points which might create some confusion. First one, which is the raping, and when we can consider that we have consensual sex or raping. The other one is, which is the act breach others' shyness.
Okay.
For the first one, the judge has the full power to investigate and check if the lady provided her consent to having such relationship or not. There is no exact evidences has to be provided, but the judge has the right to investigate all evidences, action and reaction of each parties. The marks on the victim medical report can be followed, cameras can be followed, any other evidences can be submitted before the judge to show that the consensual relationship, the sexual relationship was given with no consent. For the other one, which is action hurt or harm others people's shyness, it's very flexible point, but we have some kind of action which is clear harm the other shyness, like acting middle finger. That's very common crime which we faced with some expat. It's serious breach of UAE laws and might be considered sexual crime. Definitely it might lead to forever deportation.
What is the actual punishment on these specifics? Is deportation mandatory in most cases?
Yes. Sexual crime, if the accused has been awarded any punishment or considered guilty, the court must issue deportation judgment according to Article number 121 of the UAE Criminal Law.
Okay. And what status of the crime makes it a further punishment? What makes it a higher punishment than others?
The action done by the accused and the nature of the harm. For example, in raping, that is the most serious crime we have, especially if it was linked with kidnapping. The punishment might reach death sentence or 25 years jail. Other crimes like consensual sex or action which hurt or harm other people's shyness wouldn't get such high sentence. Might be up to 3 years and deportation.
In what terms can the actual victim prove the crime? How would they go about that? What evidence is needed from the victim?
Unlike some other countries, UAE judge has the right to source and reach his conclusion according to any evidences he has. He is not restricted with the Islamic rules evidences. He is not restricted with the special shape of evidences. He could reach the conclusion through any evidences given or submitted or even referred to in the victim statement.
Okay. So if you are unfortunately part of a victim of sexual crime, what is the first thing that you should do to help yourself?
Report to the police as soon as possible.
Okay.
Don't remove any of the evidences you have.
Great. Okay. And what's the minimal legal period between marriage and the birth of your first child in the UAE?
180 days is the minimum period between marriage and delivery. If the child was delivered less than this period, there is very high risk to consider the child is delivered on base of illegal relationship.
Right.
which might create some legal problems in getting the child under the father name and getting the child rights from the father in the future in case of any financial dispute.
Okay, and following your article in Gulf News recently, there was a series about massage parlours in Dubai. On what guidelines should there be placed in a massage parlour to have a therapeutic massage? If you're going for a relaxing massage, how should it be?
Well, massage has to be done between people from the same sex.
Okay.
If it was done for man by woman, then there is potential breach of UAE criminal law.
Okay, and that would be seen as a sexual crime?
It might be defined in some special cases as a sexual crime. It's not recommended at all.
Okay, thank you very much.